Okay, so my objective here is to find horizontal and vertical final velocities. And here are just some facts. The ball started off at a height of 2.6 meters. It landed at 2.2 meters away, and it took 0.7 seconds for it to land. So before we find horizontal and vertical final velocities, we need to find the horizontal and vertical initial velocities. So I used this equation for both, top one, and I got negative 0.57 meters per second for the horizontal initial velocity and 2.9 meters per second for the vertical initial velocity. So now that we got those numbers, we can plug them in to this equation. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the horizontal final velocity. So we know that the horizontal acceleration is always at 0 meters per second squared because there's no constant force. Time was 0.7 seconds, and the initial velocity, which we found earlier, was negative 0.57 meters per second. So this cancels out. We're left with negative 0.57 meters per second. That's our final velocity. That's our final horizontal velocity. Now to find the vertical velocity. So the vertical acceleration is always at negative 10 meters per second squared, simply because of gravity, and the time was 0.7. And the initial velocity we said was 2.9 meters per second. So this comes out to be negative 7 plus 2.9, which comes out to be negative 4.1 meters per second. And that is our vertical final velocity. Our horizontal final velocity is negative 0.57 meters per second. So there you go.